This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, hello everyone. Let me share my screen first of all. Yeah. So, welcome to the very first session on IT business analysis. And before we dive into the details of what to learn, what's the course all about, the interview preparation, and the day to day job shenanigans at work, etc., let's address the most important questions of all about, of course, ITBA role. So I have prepared a list of these questions and we'll try to find answers for these today. Okay. So first of all, what do you need to know before even thinking of becoming an IT business analyst? What do you think should be the major or the very first thing that you should be knowing about? It would be to know what is the ITBA role all about, right? Trust me when I say this. You should not get into any role, forget about ITBA role, any role within tech, non tech, anywhere else. You should not get into any role without knowing what it is all about. Else, what will happen? You'll end up in a job which you have to go for daily, but you're not much interested in it. So, to avoid all such things, we'll first try to get to know what the ITBA role is all about. Okay, we'll touch upon this question first. Because it's not a technical role, it's not a managerial role also. So what is it all about? We will unravel that mystery. Then the next thing is, there's a little brain teaser for you. Are business analysis, IT business analysis, and analytics similar? Think about it again. It looks like a word salad out there, right? With everyone using these terms interchangeably. Like, for example, you might have seen this that when you try to search for the job position of ITBA on job portals, could be LinkedIn or Naukri or anything like that, the position says business analyst, but when you look at the job description, it mentions things which are actually related to the analytics part or vice versa, right? So it can be confusing, I agree, but there should not be any worry about it because we'll try to demystify this confusion and shed some light on these buzzwords. That'll happen by the time when we touch upon this question later. We can be clear on this point. Okay. After this, the next question is, am I the right fit for this gig? Because again, there's no use preparing for something that doesn't align with your strengths. I want you to understand if this role is a match for you or not. And guess what? Your prior work experience, which may not always be related to tech industry, your prior work experience might still be leveraged to get into the IT business analyst role. So we'll try to find that also. Okay. The next question that we'll touch upon is to think about, like, is training mandatory to become a master in this domain? Now, let's face it, training isn't all rainbows and unicorns. It's not always something which is going to be the most important thing as such. It takes your time, it takes your money, it takes your efforts. Whenever you opt for any course, these all three factors get into it, right? So, do you really need a fancy professional guiding you through this all? So, we'll try to touch upon this too. Okay. After that, the next question is about the certifications. So, what about certifications? Do you really need them to conquer the ITBA realm? And if at all, if you're one of my LinkedIn followers, you would have probably heard my thoughts on this because I've written an entire article on this, clearly stating what's my take on it. Do you really need certifications or not? But don't worry, uh, we'll have a short and snappy version of it when we discuss about it later today. Okay. Now let's say that okay, you have thought that okay, I have gone through the points, I understood what the ITV role is all about. Now I want to know what are the next steps that I need to take. So you have made up your mind that IT business analysis is your true calling. So what are the immediate steps that you can take to kickstart your journey? That's something important, right? Because sometimes you don't need outside help as such. There are a few things that you can you can right away start with. You don't have to depend on any other person or any other things like that. So how can you tap into those and become the ultimate ITB? Okay, we'll take care of these things also. And again, trust me, there are few things which are free, readily available, easily for you, at your disposal, and you can start away with these things. And you know what, if you have the required skill set and all, you don't need any external help. With whatever is readily available for you, making use of that itself, you can start applying. And if things are favorable, you might even land up in a role of a ITBA. Okay, now these and all are fine, but last but not the least, some of you might be thinking that, okay, I know what to learn, I know who to connect with, and I know what is needed for this role. But still, I think there's something lacking. Maybe I would love a structured learning experience, something like a training program or something like an online course or something like that. If that's the case, I'll also guide you on how to find the perfect training module or the instructor. And here again, it can actually save you a lot of money and time if you follow these particular points, which I'll mention as part of this question. Okay. Now, what I've done is, how many are there? Roughly 7 questions. So, have compiled the creme de la creme of questions here, because I felt like these are the most important questions that you should really be thinking about before even starting your preparation for the IT business analyst role. But I'm sure, like you might have a few burning queries on your own. So no worries. You can list down these questions, whatever additional questions that you have in your mind, and we can take it up later. Maybe when we have a one-to-one connect over the weekend or something like that, or maybe quite a few of you might even have my contact details, so we can. Let me just quickly take you through that. So see, my email and LinkedIn contacts. So you can either drop in a mail or you can drop in a message on LinkedIn, and we can connect, and we can, you know, uh, try to find out the answers to those additional questions that you have. Hope I'm clear till here. So as I said, the list of 8 questions, or rather 7 questions that we had, we'll try to touch upon all of these things as of now.